So I think we should start it. Maybe others will watch it on YouTube if they want. So welcome to live lecture 4 of the course Engineering Drawing and Computer Graphics. This course is being conducted by Professor Rajaram Lakkaraju from IIT Kharagpur, and I am Sanika, a PhD scholar from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. So today, let's practice orthographic projections because that's what has been covered in the sessions in the last week. So we will do some simple objects, and before that, I will just revise what is first angle and third angle projection. So those who are watching it later on YouTube can pause the video, try drawing the projections on their own, and then check with the drawings that I have done right now. So this first angle, I would actually like to compare it with the. I will just rub it off. 1 second. Yes. So I will compare it with the trigonometric conventions that we used before in our 11th and 12th. So the plus x plus y is called as the first quadrant, plus y and minus x is called as the second quadrant. This is called the third quadrant, and this one is called as the fourth quadrant with plus x and minus y. So similarly, we have first angle projection where we are in the first quadrant here, and the viewing direction is from this side. So if we look here, this is the image from the lecture from week 4. So we have this. Um, we have this as our y-axis, which is this one, and this is our x-axis, which is this one. So what we can see here is the profile plane. The front view will be projected on, let me change the color for clarity. The front view will be projected on this plane, which is the plane as I am coloring it right now. And the top view will be projected on the bottom plane, this one, this one. So when we are viewing from here, this is our front vertical plane on which front view will be projected. This is our horizontal plane on which top view will be projected. And what we see here is the profile plane on which side view will be projected. So to remember the first angle and second angle, we can connect it with the trigonometric conventions that we used to use before. And remember that if when you're saying first angle, you're viewing from this side. This is the viewing direction. So I have got many objects of which we are going to try first drawing first angle projections, and then we'll move on to draw the third angle projections. So here as we see, let us assume that this is my viewing direction. So as you see, this is my viewing direction. My front view will be on this plane. My front view will be on this plane. Front view. My left hand side view will be on this plane. And my top view. So this is left hand side view. And my top view will be on this plane. This is top view. And as first angle says, we open up these planes so that we can view all the views on the plane of our paper. So this will open up like this around this axis, and the top view gets opened up along this axis like this, and so we get front view here. After rotating, we get the left hand side view, and when we rotate the top view plane, we get here the top view. So let us try drawing the front view of this object. So our viewing direction is this one, and the plane is this one. So we will be able to see the planes which are parallel to this plane. So this plane is parallel to the vertical plane. We'll be able to look at this plane and this plane. So let us try drawing it. So I'll start with this one. And this will be like a rectangle here. Then I will not be able to see this plane because this is perpendicular to the current plane I'm viewing at. I'll see it just as a line, but I cannot distinguish it from this side. So what I'll see is this plane, and I can draw it as a square over here. Now I can also look at this plane here, but I cannot see it completely. So I'll be able to see a part of it here, and the rest of it is hidden behind this particular plane. So I will see part of this line, and the rest of this line will appear as a hidden line over here. And these two are the holes. So we cannot see these holes when we are looking at it from here or here. So we have to draw them as hidden lines. So I will draw it as a hidden line here. One hole is approximately here, and the second hole is approximately on the right side. So please understand that these drawings are not exactly to the scale, but I hope you will get the idea as we do more and more objects. Now let us go to the uh, top view of this object. So when I'm looking at the top view, I'm looking from this side, and I'm projecting on this plane. Now, which planes are parallel to the horizontal plane? This plane I'll be able to see, this whole plane I'll be able to see, and this rectangle I'll be able to see. But I won't be able to see this plane or this plane that we already saw in the front view, and these planes will be seen as a line. So what is common in top view and front view is that this width remains constant. So I had projected this width here, which was this length. I'm sorry, not this one, this width. I had projected it here on the front plane, and that can be seen in the top view. So I can actually drop lines from here, and this will be my width. What is new that I can see in top view is this particular length. So in top view, I can look at this length here. Okay, so this is my width, which this one, which I was also able to see in front view. So I projected it from here, and now I'll try to draw this length. So first I'll draw this rectangle here, which will be like this. And this line exists because there is a plane here which I cannot see. Now, this in top view, we'll be able to trace this line here and this line here. So we can see it like this. And this point will correspond to, one second, this point will correspond to this point. So then uh, red and so now from top I'll also be able to see this particular rectangular plane. So this is the line I'll draw which represents the hidden plane which is perpendicular to the current plane which is this plane. So this plane is hidden here which will be represented by a line. And now I will be able to see the circular blocks like this over here. Now let us move on to the left hand side view. So I'll again change the color. Let us use blue for left hand side view. So now I'm projecting on this plane. So I can imagine that I'm viewing from here. I can imagine that I'm viewing from this side. So project I can project this distance over here like this. I can project this distance here. I can project this distance here. Like this, and I can project this distance over here. So from left hand side view I will clear all the previous drawings that I have made here so that the left hand side will be particularly seen. So this was my viewing direction and this was my vertical plane for front view. This is my plane for left hand side view and this is my plane for top view. So the right now I'm looking at this left hand side view so I can imagine that I'm looking from here. So now this plane is parallel to the left hand side view plane. This plane is parallel to the left hand side view plane. So in this figure, when I drew the top view, this length was visible, and even in this left hand side view, this length is visible. So I have continued this lines here. So I can have the height from front view, which is this height, and the length, this length from the top view. So I'm projecting this length from the top view here like this, and I'm projecting the height, this height from the front view here. So then this L-shaped plane, I can see it like this, which will extend till So this was this plane. So this particular L shape will extend till this line, which is continued from here like this. Then this plane, this particular plane, I will see it as a line. And then the last part, this part, I'll be able to see as, oh, so actually this line is not here. This should be here. This is the rectangle I can see. So then I can look at here. So this, wait a second. We'll erase this one. So the second L shape I can see here like this. So this plane 1L I can see here, and the second L I can see here, and again these two holes are will appear as hidden lines. So here, and one hole is somewhere near here. So let us go to our next example. So again, now in this case, let us assume that we are viewing from this direction in first angle method. So this is our viewing direction, and correspondingly this will be my vertical plane on which I will have the front view. This will be my horizontal plane on which I will have top view, and I will have the left hand side view on this plane. Okay, so this will be for left hand side view, which is the profile plane. So let us start with the front view. So this is a quite simple object to imagine. So let us start with the front view. So when we are looking at the front view, this plane is what is parallel to the vertical plane. We'll be able to look at this plane, and this plane which is horizontal here, it will appear as a line. This plane which is horizontal will appear as a line. This plane, this plane, this plane, everything will appear as a line. And here we have an extra plane here, this horizontal plane, which will appear as a hidden line. So let us start drawing this one. We'll have a shape like this, and here. And we'll be able to see this hole exactly as a circle over here. And then just below this line, we'll be able to see this particular horizontal plane as a hidden line, like this. and all these are, this is in line with this one, this is in line with this one. So these objects won't be separately visible in the front view. Now let us go to the top view. So in front view, I have this width, which is also common in the top view. So this particular width, this length, this length, this length I was able to project in the front view as well, and this length will also be visible in the top view. So let us choose the color blue for having the, no, I'm sorry, green for having the top view. So since this width is what is common, I can project this one in the top view like this. So in top view now, I will be able to see at, I will be able to look at this plane, this plane, this plane I won't be able to see, which will appear as a line. This plane, this plane, this plane will now be visible in top view, and similarly this plane will be visible, and this whole will appear as a uh, dotted line. So what I'll see is, I'll see a rectangle here like this. Then I'll see a square. I'll see a square like this, a rectangle, and again a square. Similarly, a square here, a rectangle here, and a square over here. And this portion is this plane that I'm able to see, and again a rectangular piece over here. So this will be my top view. And if we move on to make the left hand side view, then in the left hand side view, what is common is the height can be projected, this height of the object can be projected in the front view, and it is the same height is projected also in the left hand side view. So again, similarly, now I'll choose the color blue for this plane, and similarly, so from the front view I have this height, so this height I am projecting for the left hand side view here. This height I'm projecting for the left hand side view. All these heights can be projected here. All these are called as construction lines. Okay, and I can also, so in the top view, I was projecting this length like this, which can also be projected on this plane here. So I was looking at this width in top view, which is this length here, and the same length can be projected in the left hand side view. So I can take all these lengths and project it here. and I can project it here. This width, this particular width of this square can be projected here. And similarly this width, which is same, can be projected here. And then I can draw vertical lines from here. Okay, so now from left hand side view, what I can look at is, so I will rub the previous markings. There are too many. Okay, so I'm looking at the left hand side view here, which was this plane. So in this plane, when it is projected, I can see this plane completely and this plane completely. So here I can draw this one till this height, and then I have a shape like this. And then I can see this hole as dotted line going all the way along the width. So I'll have a dotted line here and a dotted line here which corresponds to this hole, or uh, here I forgot to have the dotted line for the hole. Okay, so this is what is the first angle. Let us move on to the next example. So now let us view this one from, let's say, this direction. So again, this is our viewing direction. So the front plane is this one, which we will draw here. I'm sorry, the vertical plane on which front view will be plotted is this one. Then this is the horizontal plane. This is our viewing direction. This is our viewing direction. And we'll have the top view on this plane, which is this plane here. So we'll have top view here, and then third, this is the profile plane. So when we are viewing from here, this will be our left side, and so this will be the left side view. So now when we are viewing it from here, let us start with the front view of the object. So when I'm looking at the front view, I will be able to see this plane and this plane. This curved portion will again appear as a rectangle itself. And even this curved surface will appear as a rectangle whose width is equal to the diameter of this circle. Other planes that are parallel to the front view plane is this plane. All the other planes like this one, this one, all will appear as a line in front view. So let us start with the front view. So I will see this as two rectangles over here. This is this plane, and the curved part will appear as a second rectangle over here. Then to the right, we'll see this curved part again as a rectangle. This plane as a rectangle, and this curved part again as a rectangle. Now this this part over here is done. Now there is no other plane parallel to the front view plane. We'll directly go to this plane which is visible here. So the main thing here is that we need to imagine what all surfaces will be visible. So let us draw this one. This rectangle will appear as a L shape here. Till here maybe, and then we have this rectangle. So that is all. This doesn't have any hidden lines to show. Now let us move on to the top view. So again, like I said, in front view we project this height over here like this, or we are projecting this height, this I'm sorry, this width here in front view like this, which is this portion. And again in top view we can see this same height projected like this. So first it was here, and now we are projecting it downwards. So let us just drop lines from here for our correlation. Okay, so in top view now I'll be able to see the planes that are parallel to this particular plane. So I'll be able to see this plane. This plane will appear as a line. This plane I'll be able to see, and I'll be able to see now this curve as well as this curve in top view. So this particular line will come down till here. Alright. So when we are drawing the top view, we'll start with this plane. I have it like this rectangle. Then this is the line which represents this plane, and then I'll have the plane here. Then uh, this plane is actually getting represented by these lines, and then I'll be able to see those curved shapes. This one here, this rectangle. So I'll be able to see this here, the curved shape and the straight line, which will go along this line, and then I'll have a circle which I will come here, again a straight line, curve which I'll join here. So now we'll go to the left hand side view. So when we are viewing from here, this is our left hand side and this is the plane on which we are going to project it. So again, as you can see, I had projected this width in the front plane. I'm sorry, not width, this height in the front plane, and the same height can be projected again in this particular plane. So I will extend this over here, this over here, and I will extend this length like this. I will extend this length like this. I will extend this length like this. It will be more like this one. I'll rub off the wrong line. Okay. So, and I'll be able to extend this one here. I'll be able to extend this one and I'll be able to extend this one. So now in this view, when I'm viewing from this direction, when I'm viewing from this direction, I can see that I can see this particular plane. Again, this will appear as a rectangle, but I won't be able to see this rectangle now. And I'll be able to see this plane. This plane will appear as a line. And now this particular part will appear as a uh, hidden line. So I'll trace this height also here for our reference. This height, which is the height of the base. Uh-oh, it went wrong, very badly wrong. So here and here and here. So let us start drawing the left hand side view. So this is what the width of this is, which I have taken from here. So I'll draw it here till actually. So I have to start from this height, which is corresponding to this height here, which is corresponding to this height here. This particular height here is this height. So I'll start here. So when you actually project these lines, your left hand side view is almost you know almost constructed. So you have this rectangle over here in the left hand side view. So you have to start from here, but there is no plane in between. So I'll continue this till here until here, where I'll have a small rectangle that now represents the curved part. This will come down here till here, and this face will be observed like this in the left hand side view, and there's nothing else in the left hand side view apart from uh, this hidden line. So I can extend it till here, and this will be observed as the hidden line here and here. So now instead of starting this with the front view, let us start this with drawing the top view and then the left hand side view, and we'll see how we can get the front view directly. So let us assume that we are viewing this from this direction. So this is our viewing direction. So my front view will be on this plane here. My top view will be on this plane. This is top view. And my left hand side view will be on this plane. So instead of starting from the front view, let us start this time with top view. So in top view, I'll be able to see this plane, this plane, this plane. Part of it might appear hidden, and all the rest of the planes will appear as lines. So let us start then. So this is the first rectangle that will be seen. So this is the first rectangle that I can see. I think I need to draw it smaller. I don't have enough space here. I can, yeah, so this is the rectangle over here with a circle that will be completely visible. Then this particular line, which is hidden over here, will be seen like this. And now I can see this plane. So I'm drawing that plane. And this is actually a continuous line. This will continue till here. And this is already in line, so we won't see this corner of this plane, but we'll start seeing it from here. So this is how it will appear in the top view, and these two circles also completely visible. Now let us go for the left hand side view. This view, that is, I'm projecting on this plane here. So in top view, I was projecting this height here, as I'm sorry, this length here, and the same length can now be projected also on the left hand side view. So I will just take these and mark it here. Okay, and I can extend it like this. Okay, so now in the left hand side view, I'll be able to see this plane, this plane, this L-shaped plane, and rest of it, everything will appear as a straight line, and these holes will appear as dotted lines. So I will draw the bottommost rectangle first, which is same as the length in the top view. So this I have projected here. This length I have projected it here, and this is the width of the bottom rectangle that I can see in the left hand side view. This one, and uh, this is the this width. So at a particular height, which I should be actually measuring and drawing it, but here we are drawing just by looking at it. So this is the rectangle that I can see. I've gone way too up. Yeah, so I'll start here. So this is the rectangle I can see, this one, and below it I can then see this smaller rectangle here, which corresponds to this line, which is this length, which is this length. So I can see it here, and this is the L shape that I was talking about. So I will just make this drawing better. This is here, we have this line here. I can have this line and this line. So this will appear as a step in this one, and then we'll have the holes as hidden lines here. So this hole is only in this top plate, so the hidden line will be only up till here, and these two holes which are here, which correspond to these two holes. So even these can be projected here, and we can have the corresponding distance. So from this view and this view also we can construct the front view. So let us choose the color blue for drawing the front view. So the front view and left hand side view will have this height in common. So I'm projecting this height here. So I'm projecting this height here, and the front view and the top view will have this width in common, which is projected here as well as here, like this in the top view. So I will be projecting this height over here and this height over here. So this basically defines your maximum width of the drawing. So in the front view now, you are observing from here. So corresponding to this one, I'll see a rectangle like this here. Then corresponding to this one, so actually this line will not be there. I'll draw it as lighter lines. So I'm projecting the height of the object into the front view, and I'm projecting the width from the top view. So now when I see, I'll be seeing this L shape like this, which corresponds to this height. So I'll have a rectangle here, which will go down until this height here, like this, here slightly down. Now this plane is actually appearing as a line here, and then I'll have another square corresponding to this one, and then I'll be able to see this particular plane. Okay, and here, since there is actually nothing, I'll just take all this off and delete it. So we don't have anything here, so this space will be left blank, and now again we'll be able to see the holes as hidden lines. Similarly, now in front view, since these holes are in line, we'll be only seeing one set of hidden lines. We won't be able to make out from this view whether there are two holes, three holes, or four holes in this line. For that, we'll need to see either the top view, or we'll have to see the side view to confirm whether there are two holes or three holes. So let us now go to the third angle projection method. So first we saw the first angle method. First we saw the first angle method where um, we are viewing from this direction. But when we are considering the third angle projection, if we compare it with the trigonometric convention that we have, or general convention that this is the first quadrant, this is the second, this is the third, and this is the fourth, then in third angle projection we are viewing from this direction, which is into the plane of the screen. And then uh, this plane this plane is what becomes the um, uh, front view. This plane is what becomes the front view. So top view will be projected on this plane. So this will be top view, and on this plane we'll have the side view. So we'll do one example drawing in third angle projection, and then we'll go on to draw third angle and first angle of the same object, and let us see how it compares. So this is the third angle view. So this is my front view. So I'm viewing from this direction. So my front view will come here, and then I'm projecting on. So my front view will be here. I'm projecting on the top plane here like this from bottom. So my the top view is here on this plane, and right hand side view will be on this plane. So here, um, this axis and this axis are uh, uh, these axes correspond to these two axes. So what we are looking at directly is the front view plane. Yeah, front view plane. So let us start with the front view. So in this case, the front view will be able to see this plane here. Now this slanting plane will appear as a projection, which will be either a rectangle or a square, and we'll be able to see this plane, and no other planes. All others will appear as lines. So the front view will be like this. The two planes on the sides will look like this, and then this will be the central plane. So in front view and top view, what is common is this length, which I'm projecting here like this, as well as I can project it here on this plane. So that is why I'm projecting, continuing these lines here. So in top view now, I can see this plane like this, these planes, and again this rectangle will appear as a flat rectangle like this one. So in top view now, so of equal width, I'll see this, which will go like this here. Then I'll have these two planes. So this object is actually kind of symmetric. So even if we rotate this object by 90 degrees and have this face, this particular face flat, one second. If we have this particular face, which is hidden right now, flat on the surface here, even then we'll be able to see the same things. And now on the right side view, I can see, so I can see a simple, so here I'll be projecting it like this. Now here you can have confusion whether I'll be able to see a L shape like this or like this. So if you are viewing from here, then you will see a L shape like this. But if you are viewing from here, you will see a L shape like this. So what you're actually doing is you're viewing from right hand side. So you will see a L shape like this here, like this. And this slant will then appear from a point here and will end at a point here. So this will be a hidden line, this will be a hidden line, and whatever remains will appear as a line over here. So this was the main L shape that you will see in the right hand side view. Then uh, starting somewhere from inside here, we have a slant. So this slant maybe starts from here on this point and ends here, this point. So whatever can be seen will be seen as dark, and rest of it will appear as a dotted line here. Now let us try to draw both third angle as well as first angle for the same object, and let us assume that from we are viewing from this direction. Okay, so in the third angle one, I'll have front view here, which will look like something like this, with a hidden line here corresponding to this plane. And I'll have a rectangle over here corresponding to this particular plane. In top view, I'll then see, in top view I'll see this one. I'll be able to see this C shape kind of thing. This line will be corresponding to this hidden line here, like this. And here I can see that this particular thing is not extending till the end, which I can show in top view, which was not very clear in the front view. If I have the right hand side view, I'm viewing from this side. So I can see this one rectangle here. Then I'll see a small protrusion here which corresponds to this particular square here. And uh, this plane will now appear in terms of, so even this plane will appear as a dotted line in this part, and this plane will correspond to dotted lines. Now in first angle, similarly when we are viewing from here, we'll have our front view here, which will be similar to this one. So the front view will be like this, or same, and this will be the hidden line. In top view, we'll again see the same thing. We'll see the C shape here, like this, and we'll have this here like this. So you see, top view, front view of the objects do not change even if we change the angle. What changes is the position. And then when we have left hand side view, we are projecting from this side. So I'll be able to see this plane here like this. What is changing is actually with what line I see as the hidden line and what line I see as the solid line. So here I can see this particular thing as solid. I'll be able to see all this as solid lines. Okay. So if I draw, instead of right side view, if I draw left side view, even here I'll see this as solid lines instead of having them as hidden lines. These lines will appear as solid lines in left hand side view. Okay. So this you can do as a exercise. This you can do as a exercise before the next class. So what you have to do here is, all these are numbered A, B, C, D, and these are the third angle projections of the drawings, 1 to 12, and we have 1 to 12 drawings here. So what you have to do is you have to match the following, saying that the third angle projection of A corresponds to number chosen from this one. So I'll discuss the answers for this match the following in the next class. And let us now move on to a more interesting thing here. So this, let's try to reverse it. Now we are given already the third angle projections, and the uh, we'll try to draw the 3D figure of it. So before starting, uh, I'll draw the grid lines that are hidden here for easy drawing. So these are hidden, and I'll complete the grid line. So I'll start from here, end here, start from here, end here. I'll also trace the horizontal blocks. So this is on this plane here. Similarly, I'll do it for this plane. and this plane, and similarly for the bottom plane, like this. So now I can see that this is my viewing direction, and from top I have 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 and 1 square. So I will go ahead and I can say definitely that I have blocks here. I have a block corresponding to this. I have it here. I have it here as well as here. Now, now when I look, this is the front view and this is the right side view. Okay, so now when I'm looking at it from the front, that is from here, I can see there are three blocks visible. So that means each of these lines is actually corresponding to a plane which is perpendicular to the current viewing direction. So this means that I have a single block over here like this. Then I again have a block here like this, and this block is this plane that I can see here. Okay, now since I'm able to see a line here also, it means that I have a plane here which is again horizontal but perpendicular to the current viewing plane, which is the uh, plane of the paper. So then there is nothing here. I have a I this plane exists in the final drawing. Now, how do I know whether this is a slant or this is a square? So this is my front. This is my front when I'm looking from here, and this is my right when I'm looking from here. So this block is this block which I can see from the right. So this says that this is a rectangle. This is a square and not a slant. Now similarly here I can say that we I have a block over here, and I know that this is a slant because from my when I'm viewing from here I have a slant here like this, which is for 1 square length. So this is my slant here like this. This is my slant, and after that it just comes down as can be seen from here, and there is nothing over here. So above this block there is nothing there. So I'll just complete the drawing. So I'll retrace the final block with a darker line. So this is the final block that we can see here. Okay. Now we can cross check. So if we see from so if we look at it from the top, here we see this, this one, and this rectangle will appear as a square. So this rectangle which is seen will actually appear as a projection on this plane, which is square in this case. So it will be this what we see. This rectangle, if projected on this plane, will be this rectangle. So this is a correct drawing, and we can confirm it by checking all the front, right and top views. So let us try out this example too. So again here this is top, this is front, and this is right. So I'm viewing from here, and in my top view I can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So in a L shape. So corresponding to these squares, I have the blocks in the bottom plane. So like we did first, let us just construct the hidden lines first so that it is easy for us to draw the blocks. Okay. So I'll complete the grid lines on the back plane, on the right side plane, and on the bottom plane. Okay, so now I have all blocks in these places. So these places correspond to this square, this square, and this square, this one, and all these squares. All right, so I have traced this shape on the bottom plane. Now Uh, so here you can see that in top plane, this is a single rectangle. So either it could be like a flat like this, covering two cubes like this, or it can be covering the same length of two cubes. It's a slant. So these can be the two cubes and this is a slant. So how will we know whether this is a slant or what is present there? So this is the top view and I want to look at this one which can be viewed from this direction. So from this right side view I know that this is a slant and not a cube like this. So from here I can also see that I have a slant here like this. I have a slant joining these two points. Okay, so this will extend maybe here. So how do I now know whether this extends for one block or two blocks? So this view is what? This is my front view. So in front view I can see that this rectangle, or even in this one I can say that it is extending only for one square. So I'll draw it here like this. So this is my slant surface. Okay. Now I don't know what is here. So I need to see the front view. So here this is a continuous line which means that this line actually does not exist. This one that I drew. I don't need this one. I accidentally deleted the. I need this one, but this one was not needed because this is a continuous plane. And now this line tells us that I have a slope here as well. So this last cube, which was actually this cube, which was appearing like a square, is actually projection of such a slant surface on in the top view. So this slant has got projected in this plane and it looks like a square. So now on this plane actually I have a slant like this and this surface is continuous. And I know that this won't extend for two blocks because I can see that there is a gap here. Now what about this thing? So here again, here I can say from this drawing that here there was a slant and here there is a complete block. So on top of this square, I have a complete block without any slant surface. Okay. Now this slant I can see from front view. So from front I can see that there is a slope here. So where is it starting? It is starting from the from this point which is corresponding to this point or this point. So I'll join this which is the slant and it joins at the end of this block. So this slant is starting from here and ends here. So like this. So I'll complete the figure now. So this is one square that I see. This is the slant surface. This is here like this, and this is like this. So I'll see this also. All right. So I think we'll stop the session here. I will be uploading this on YouTube, so those who have missed joining the session can go through uh, the examples. I'll also be uploading the presentation. So I have many more examples in this presentation. So you can try and solve these examples. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me in the next live lecture. It is good to practice all these drawings because only practice will give you the imagination and the uh, you know the enjoyment behind drawing all these projections.